Here we are. Today is the day. The Lifan KPX 250. First oil change. Said after the first 5 hours. I'm pretty close. This is what we have here. We need a couple of quarts of your choice of oil. Funnel, rags, gloves if you want them, and then ratchet and socket set at 17 millimeters. And I'm going to start it just so that the oil is a little bit warm and should flow out of there a little bit easier. No problem. Sounds good. So here's our dipstick on the top end. I'm going to crack that so that it doesn't end up creating a vacuum here in a minute when we go to the low point drain, which is, can we see it? Right here. So I've got everything prepared. And we'll see how this goes. Be back in just a minute once the oil warms up a little bit. All right, we're back. I've got the oil warmed up a little bit here. Still very impressed with this motorcycle. Still don't have a lot of use on it yet, but wow, for the price, I'm impressed. One thing in the comments that I did notice on somebody else had mentioned, I again paid to have this professionally assembled, just basically to save myself some time more than anything. I like doing it myself, that way I know it's done correctly. But in the comment of somebody else, somebody said, make sure you check the air pressure of your tires. That is absolutely 100% true. I do not know how that was missed, but both of the tires were maybe at 10 pounds. And I checked, my guess is it was 35. See if we can see here real quick. 40 PSI. I probably fill them up to 35, but nonetheless, check them and make sure, and it did give, obviously, an immediately better ride, and obviously much safer. So let's go ahead and get started and see if we can real quickly break this. Yeah, that wasn't on there too tight. Maybe we can just make sure this is gonna drop. See if I can catch this without making much of a mess. Let her drain out. And forgot to take this out. Dipstick. Not that it matters too much, but that way it at least doesn't create a vacuum. Now, I don't know why they said do an oil change, both on the phone and on the papers that they sent after the first 5 hours. I have no idea. I don't know what oil they used. It looks pretty clean, although I don't think they put the full amount of recommended oil in there, which is probably somewhere between 1.5 and 2 quarts is my guess. But yeah, it was just barely in the okay level on the dipstick. So I don't know if they're cheaping out, trying to save money. I don't know. But again, that's why I like to just make sure I do everything myself so that it's done right. In this case, again, I think it was $200 to have them assemble it, which wasn't a big deal, but it did save me some time. I just now have to worry about what they may have done right, what they may have done wrong, what they didn't do at all. All right, we'll let this finish dripping out and finish up here in a bit. Okay, we've got that pretty much drained out. There's still a few little drippy drips you can see here, but I'm not going to be too worried about that. I'm going to go ahead and try and get this back in here without getting too much oil all over me. Come back and clean it up here in a bit and tighten it down. Oops. YouTube doesn't like going from landscape to portrait. Sorry, guys. Okay, just finger tight for a moment. Sorry, not sure what's happening here with my phone. Probably because I'm doing things one-handed. All right, so again, I don't know exactly the capacity. I just looked up an equivalent motorcycle, a Yamaha 250, and it said about 1.5 quarts. So we're going to start with 1. I got, let's see, Castrol Edge protection for 20,000 miles, 10 times better high stress performance, 5W30 for gasoline engines is what I went with. And try and be as careful as I can here. I know it's going to take 1 full quart, right? All right. I'm going to finish up here, and I'll let you know in a moment how many it actually takes of the second one. All right, we're back to finish up this video here on the first oil change. Just check this out real quickly here and let you know it was about 1.5 quarts. See if I can get a good view of that. So 1.5 quarts will top you off. And make sure you don't strip that. Plastic and metal are not friends. Okay. So 1.5 quarts is about right. Just gonna go ahead and finish getting things tightened back up here. Again, right here is the oil plug, 17 millimeter. Just tighten it up, hand tight as far as I know. And then you have your remnant oil. A good place for it is right there. No, just kidding. Be responsible, guys. Go ahead and drop it off at AutoZone, Checker Auto, something. They take oil. And recycle it. Don't put it down the drain. Don't put it in your back corner of your backyard. But all in all, easy. No problems. Start it up here. Sounds good. Easy. All in all, took maybe 20 minutes. Of course, fumbling around with the phone and trying to video at the same time. And then a quick trip to Walmart for the oil. But no problems.